visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary.
What's going on, WVP TV family? It's your boy, KB the motherfucking Mark, and we're back to discuss another day's worth of hot topics in wrestling. As always, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. I'm joined here by Mr. B-Rags himself. He's coming back. He's joining us for another session. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
You're going to be doing even better when you figure out the breaking news that's just hit the wrestling world. And I'm joined by my marvelous co-host, Camille Salamander. And if you guys weren't around the last time, I think he's starting to get in tune with the family. Because Camille Salamander, everything that we do it for the what?
We do it for the family.
That's what I like to hear. How you doing?
Doing good.
Right, love it. WWE breaking news. WWE announced on Twitter. WWE has announced that effective immediately, Triple H, Paul Levesque, will resume his executive position as EVP of Talent Relations. This is huge news coming off the back of the TV 14. Mr. B-Rags, we're gonna start with you. What's going through your mind? I see the smile on your face.
Oh man. Well, that is huge news, and it's about dang on time. I don't understand really how they didn't see that Triple H was better in the company, better in NXT, better even better in talent relations. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping. This is just me. I'm hoping that Vince McMahon is coming to his senses right now, because again, he's in control of everything, so he wouldn't have allowed this if he wasn't okay with it. So I'm thinking that Vince McMahon has come to something, a little bit of his senses, that something needs to change.
Love it. Camille Salamander, what are your thoughts about this?
More wrestlers will be happy. I could say that. Because the talent relation job is basically making sure the locker room is happy, making sure the morale is up within the talents. So, and then of course EVPs and everything too. So it makes sense when I can't remember if it was KB or myself, but we reported a few days ago that, well, I would say sometime last week, we reported that WWE was sending out tryouts on the weekend of SummerSlam, and they was trying to target indie stars after they already said they wasn't going in that route anymore. But now it seems like they are, and now it's starting to make sense why they decided to go back in that route, because now what they announced, it makes sense why, because Triple H had his hand in that. So now we will see some decent wrestling on television.
I definitely agree with everything that you two said. I'm kind of conflicted, because though this is great for Triple H, I wonder, are they going to let him slowly take back over NXT 2.0? I've grown a little liking to NXT 2.0. I'm not going to lie to you. It's something about it that just draws me to it every week. Whether it's Braun Breaker, Toxic Attraction, Cameron Grimes, Carmelo Hayes, Tiffany Stratton, Saray, Andre Chase and Chase U, Pretty Deadly have grown on me. They have a lot to offer. But is Triple H going to be like, let's phase them out and let's bring my people in? Because I think those superstars and a lot more on NXT 2.0 can offer that main roster a nice boost. and really showcase some new stars that they've been molding. So I wonder if Triple H just going to be trying to phase those out and take back and turn back to the black and gold, which I guess over the long run it's not going to be a problem because you'll get the great takeovers and everything. But I just think that those superstars, they have something to offer on the main roster, and I would just hate for, not even saying like it would be Triple H just phasing them out very quickly, but you know, just like they did with the NXT stars that Triple H had, they slowly phased them out. So that's go ahead.
Question and comment. By him taking this role, does that mean that he is now over NXT, Raw, and SmackDown?
No, I think this is just talent relations.
I was gonna say what they need to do if he takes control of any show, he need to be in creative control of all of them.
That's what I agree with.
And the whole point of NXT was so these are the future stars. So when the John Cena's and the Randy Ortons is gone, we got the Kevin Owens and everything. They supposed to be next up. That's what the NXT is really for. So I mean, hopefully they continue that route, but NXT will get a little bit better on a more wrestling side, how it used to be, more than entertainment, how it is now.
I mean, I think that the wrestling can be better, yes, but you can't sit here and say that NXT still doesn't have just those one or two matches that are just blow away, knockout, even with their newer stars. I mean, they've had me on the edge of my seat a couple times with Braun Breaker and just his opponents, and then Mandy Rose and this just resurgence of her career with Toxic Attraction. I think Mandy Rose has been putting on some of the best work of her career. But who's to say that Triple H wants that type of woman to be his women's champion? We know when we look back at the black and gold, we had the Shayna Baszlers, the Asukas, the Shirai, the Io Shirai's, just those caliber of women in that women's division.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's my concern.
You know what the thing would be? You said they still got one or two good matches, but NXT used to be every match on that bitch was good. Every takeover match was good. Every match that was just on regular NXT was good. Not how it is now. You get one or two. Mandy Rose, you get a good match for her because she got experience on the main roster. Plus, she was there on NXT while Triple H was there running it. But I mean, you never know, yeah. Because Triple H, he was taking a step further into this women's wrestling thing, because the women that you named, that was actually going, that was wrestling, and it wasn't like what we get now and everything too. But I mean, it could be a step in the future. I would say only time will tell. I mean, once those events step down for creative, I'll say that, you know, it's free game for anybody at that point.
B-Rags, I'll take this to you because I was actually getting ready to touch on creative. With Triple H stepping in as the EVP of Talent Relations, if you guys remember, WWE had the edict of, nobody under 6 foot. They had to look a certain type of way. They had to weigh a certain type. They couldn't look like indie wrestlers. With Triple H back as Talent Relations, do you think we see more wrestlers like an AJ Styles, like a Sami Zayn, and more and less of the Romans and the Brocks?
I still think you see a mixture of both, but I think you see more of the high flying coming back. If you look at who brought AJ Styles in, or who brought people like Ricochet in, that was Triple H. And these are Triple H's guys, but look, when he left, what happened to those guys? I was looking at a video. Yesterday, Amber Moon, and she had an interview, and she was talking about how she got booted, basically. And it all stemmed from Triple H and him supposedly, I guess, just disappeared or whatever. He left. She didn't even know why he left, but he just left. And she was being told that basically the reason she's being taken off TV per Vince, she's being taken off TV is for no reason. For no reason at all. That's what they said. He said, well, what did I do? They said absolutely nothing. Vince just don't want you on TV anymore. What type of stuff is that? I believe Amber Moon. Amber Moon. She was one of the top women in the division. And for her to be taken off like that, after jobbing over and over for them, doing what she was asked to, that just shows who Vince really is and how Triple H viewed these women, not just the men, but the women, and how different it's going to be. I think that the women's division to pick up. I think that the talent that's been swept under the rug, I think that'll start picking back up. When Salamander said that every match was great, that's going to start coming back with Triple H. And not only that, I would think Triple H now, he's all solely focused on creativity now. He knows that his career is over. Now I believe that's his main focus now. With all his attention on that, I believe it's gonna change.
Salamander, anything you want to add to that? And then I have a question for you.
I think with Triple H step back, I think all that, we started hearing about all this health problems with Triple H. I think they already knew something about it, and then they were just gonna announce it on their terms and everything, like they did. And since he stepped down for the moment, I think that's what Vince saw the opportunity to get rid of the people that he didn't necessarily want to represent his company. We know the people that Triple H target, and then the people who the one that offered the contracts to. We seen once when he disappeared, we seen how they was getting booked or getting released. So I think it was Vince. Vince saw his chance. He took the opportunity, and then I think that's just how that went. But with him just regaining back his position before, it is a good thing. But I don't want to kind of get my hopes up, because until they announce that he's got creative control over a certain show or whatever. NXT, I think they need to get, if they're not gonna get him back creative control NXT, I say give more creative control to Shawn Michaels, since he was there when they ran the Black and Gold. Maybe we'll get some more of that feelings back. That's really it.
Salamander, great points, very great points from you as well, Mr. B-Rags. But Salamander, there was a point in time where NXT had the best tag team division on the face of the planet. The Revival, DIY with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, AOP, just so many tag teams. Undisputed Era were on the come up. There was just no wrong in this tag team division. With Triple H taking back over and just assuming he does get that control, or a little bit more control of NXT, I'm not even going to say he controls it. But do you see tag team wrestling making a comeback in WWE?
I say it's gonna make a comeback everywhere, not just in NXT, on Raw and SmackDown. Because you're gonna have to make the tag team matches more entertaining. Not entertaining with storylines, but just in the ring, because now we down to one belt. So you have to make it entertaining. Another thing is, I'm thinking since Triple H is coming back, he probably let some people know that he was coming back, so that's probably why some people never made an announcement of joining the other side of AEW or any other promotion like Johnny Gargano, Bray Wyatt, maybe Killer Cross, maybe. Because Triple H probably told him, kept him in loop of what was going on. They probably will make a comeback. I don't know. Johnny Gargano already said he got an open door. So what if they waiting for? What if he just was waiting for this moment, and then they setting up something to bring him back on to WWE, but to the main roster with Tommaso Ciampa to be formed DIY, which is why they have a Tommaso Ciampa drop out and doing all the bullshit that he's doing. Play his character like he's lost and shit like that, and then bringing back his best friend. Tell that story.
I like that, Miss B-Rags. Continue it from there. He's already gave you the scene. How would you, if this is the case? And I do believe that Salamander is right. That's why I believe Johnny Gargano hasn't made the jump to AEW. But you're Triple H. You're in control. How do you re-debut Johnny Gargano?
Wow. I would just Johnny. I mean, Johnny is Johnny, man. I would just bring him back. Probably bring him back. Maybe as a heel. And you talk about tag team wrestling. Partnering him up with somebody, maybe. Just random, man. What I was thinking when you said that, what would make tag team a little bit better? Just throwing this out there, because I've been watching old wrestling on the WWE app, and since Raw is, or WWE is going in another direction than PG-13. How about mixed tag team wrestling with women and men, and the men are able to fight the women, and the women are able to fight the men again.
So you want the Impact Wrestling way, where the intergenders can fight?
Yeah, I think that'll be cool.
I don't know, Mr. V-Rax. You fit in with Salamander. He want to throw a woman off the top of the Hell in the Cell.
All I'm saying is equal rights.
20 feet.
That's all I'm saying.
20 feet.
That's all. That'd be entertaining. The hell in a cell match with a woman and they get thrown off the top through the announcer table. You ain't never seen that before. That'd make people talk.
That's true.
I don't even think you can do that on the video game. WWE know they don't want to see that. that arena probably empty out in 30 minutes. 30 minutes or less after they see that. They'd be shocked. They wouldn't even that has to be your go home angle. That you're going off the air.
It'll main event.
Yeah.
It'll be a last woman standing match too.
That'll be
so once what happened, but it'll be like it'll happen. It will end abruptly because people like they're taking a risk with this, right? So once what happens is she get thrown off in the table break, the ref already gonna call for the bell. And it's gonna ring, but then her music already gonna cut on, like everybody. And then you're gonna have Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and them break kayfabe and just be like, "Holy shit, what the fuck?" Like all that, right?
Yeah.
And then the sign, the logo, the watermark pop up in the corner, and it's going off the air, and then it going off showing the aftermath of whoever it is through the table, and just seeing you seeing the ambulance people rush down to the ring with the stretcher and stuff. You end it like that. Show back up on Monday. Hey, the first hour might average like 2.4, 2.5, just because of that we want to see. Advertise all weekend. If this happened on Saturday, all Sunday advertise that whoever threw that woman off the top had her open up Raw.
Yeah.
That way the first hour of Raw will tune in. You gotta keep the whole first hour entertaining. But it will bring in at least like 2.5.
woman that's thrown off the cell ain't walking again. That's just it. She gave her body to it for real, huh?
Of course, if this is a spot, they gonna make sure it's protected. They probably gonna have airbags underneath the table and stuff, so that her fall is not that bad. But it's for shock value. We never seen that. Nobody thought they was gonna ever see a woman match main event WrestleMania. All that stuff. So I was like, why not? We never seen it. AEW women over there bleeding. So what can we do over here in WWE to make all women matches stand out than AEW? One of y'all got to jump off. That's it.
You know what? Moving on, because they're obviously. What do I preach on here? I preach wrestler safety. It's bad enough they're putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment, knowing one move could cost them their entire career. Yeah. Let me just put you in a powerbomb position. You'll be like 23 feet in the air. Yeah, I'm gonna just throw you off. You're gonna crash through this table. Yeah, you remember when Mankind did it? Yeah. And I need you to show back up in 2 weeks for the angle for the next premium live event after that.
Now I'll let her sell the injury. Cause this will be
what injury? She ain't walking. She's not walking.
This wouldn't be no rivalry like a main rivalry. This would be a match that they have in between before they facing their rivalry, just to put the champion over more. So that way, after she get done with her rivalry, you got the person that got thrown off the top. You got her coming back, and then to start this rivalry up to make this one a longevity rivalry. Boom, that's how you do it. Give her 6 months off.
Okay. Moving on, still continuing on the topic of Triple H, and then after this, we're going to ease into our next topic of Vince McMahon and his allegations. I know Triple H cannot wrestle, but let's just throw our imaginations out there. Triple H's last match. Who would you like it to be against? Where would you book it? What will be the result? B-Rax, we'll start with you.
I don't know. As far as where to book it, really doesn't matter to me. How I will book it, of course, end of an era match, and I will definitely keep the hype going for Triple H versus The Rock.
Triple H versus The Rock. I like that. Salamander?
I'm gonna have to go with Finn Balor. And I will only say Finn Balor. I will make the story be something similar, like Triple H just say, like, he just go at Finn. And be like, you know, you the reason why I was ever in this position. You was my test. Everything succeeded with the people before you. He was naming Kevin Owens, you know, Sami Zayn, The Shield, so forth and so forth, right? But you was the first guy that I threw out there that didn't meet to Vince's standards, that he was willing to give a chance to, and you went out there, you messed up, you got injured. You put me in this position. It was you was the reason why nobody else after you that's your size is the reason why they fell on the main roster. You messed that up. And then that's how you start the rivalry, but at the end you have Finn Balor go over. But he bring back the demon character.
Let me add that Shawn Michaels will be a special guest referee in that match.
Oh, that's good. That's good. If I'm throwing just my match out there, just how I will book it, I'm gonna have to say Cody Rhodes comes out at number 29. He's taken out everybody. He's been on a roll. It's only him. He stares down the ramp and he hears Stephanie McMahon's music hits. She introduces Triple H, but Triple H doesn't walk out the tunnel. He comes in from the crowd and he screws Cody Rhodes out of the Royal Rumble. On Monday Night Raw, knowing he can't wrestle, he takes a trip down memory lane and hands it to Seth Rollins. A week before WrestleMania, actually screw that, WrestleMania Night 1, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes fight for the opportunity to beat Roman, where Triple H screws Seth Rollins and gives Cody that shot at Roman, which leads to Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns the next night at WrestleMania, getting the all-time approval from one of his favorites, just to get back at Seth Rollins for putting Stephanie through the table so long ago.
That's a long ass grudge.
I mean, it's Triple H. That just fits his character.
Hey, you said who will win?
Cody.
Yeah, I like that. Triple H, he's been good at that over the years, trying to put people over and even losing at the big one. So putting on a great match.
So we got The Rock, Finn Balor, and then Cody Rhodes. Guys, you heard all of our matches that we will put together. Y'all go ahead and let us know in the comment section below. What story y'all rocking with?
You heard Salamander, let us know. Moving on, we're talking about Vince McMahon and his allegations. Pretty sure we all know the hush money, the $3 million. The $3 million hush money. I think she was an attorney who got the pay raise from $100,000 to $200,000 for hush money. Everything that's been unearthed by Wall Street Journal over the past couple of months. And I'm hearing there's more to come. And he's paid out over $12 million over the past years in exchanges for silences. A whole bunch of hush money for Vince McMahon's alleged scandals. How are we feeling about this? B-Rax, I see you shaking your head. How are we feeling about this?
I mean, not in all cases, but in some. And it's specifically this one. What do you need to give out hush money for if there's nothing to be quiet about? I don't like this. Over maybe back in the Attitude Era days, I'm sure, not sure, but I think that Vince McMahon had his hands definitely in the cookie jar with some of these women. And I'm not going just based off of what I've seen on TV and stuff like that, because that could be purely acting. But I do believe in the game that we're in. We're talking about wrestling back in the days where anything really went back then. And if you wanted to get ahead, you had to do some strange things for a piece of change. All right, just to be honest. And to be honest, some of them women back then, they couldn't even wrestle. But because what they was doing behind the scenes, they was getting a push. And if you doing it with the boss who's in control, then hey, you're gonna get it. So I do believe that Vince had relations with some of his talent. I don't like it. It's unprofessional. I think he's gonna lose definitely more than 12 million after this is all said and done with. and I hope he just humbled by it. I don't think he will, but I just hope that something changed by it.
Salamander, you have often said that Vince McMahon will be canceled, and I've always sat here and told you that Vince he's untouchable. How are you feeling about all this? You still feeling the same way?
Yes, because we live in a different time. Maybe, like I said many episodes ago, if this was like 10 years ago, maybe he can get away with it, because 2012, shit like this was still going on and people wasn't saying nothing. 20 years ago, hell yeah, he probably got away with a bunch of shit. The shit that's about to come out now, I don't think it's gonna be recent. I bet you it's gonna be with some shit that he did within the last 15 years. And like I've been saying, as long as he's still the chairman of WWE, more stories is going to come out. It's going to come out. It's going to force him out of that seat. He's going to have to give it up. That's what it's going to boil down to. Then it kind of makes me wonder too, because I remember that everybody was saying that Vince and Linda McMahon was split up, was separated. I didn't know none of that stuff. They didn't come out public about none of that. So it kind of makes you think. People, the family probably been knew this was going on and stuff too. Kind of makes you think, like, is that the reason why Shane and Vince keep falling out? Is it the reason why Shane keep getting let go because he's standing up for his dad, knowing that this is wrong and standing up to him? It just makes me think. It could be all types of things and everything, but it is a different time right now. We living through the age of cancel culture. We live in the age of everything is offending everybody. Everybody get offended about stuff. So it's bound to it. If they cancel someone for what they said 15 years ago, and they not even that same person anymore, or views, and it's not even the same way that they was 15 years ago anymore, and you still get canceled or have to face a chance of getting canceled after that, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. It's just a matter of time. As long as he's staying as chairman, the more it's gonna hurt the company.
Mr. V-Rex, you want to add on?
This is gonna definitely affect the business. It's gonna definitely affect maybe the fans who watch it, who attends a live event. When, especially if something comes out, definitely that he did something. Again, like Salamander was saying, like, we living in a different time, man. Look at R. Kelly, look at Bill Cosby, look at all these men that were accused of things, whether they did it or not. It affected them in some type of way. So I hope it's not true. I hope we get it settled for even our sake, because I wouldn't want the WWE to end, or whatever, because of it, because of his actions. I just hope that he can step down and just be away from the WWE, and then just be that, and somebody else take over.
Salamander, you touched on a point that I was thinking myself when you started to say talking about Shane. I find this finding of all this information very suspicious. Seeing that Shane was just fired right before the Royal Rumble, or I'm sorry, right after the Royal Rumble. So, is there a possibility Shane could be leaking this information about his dad?
I wouldn't doubt anybody. It could be. Like, all the reports that's coming out, like, somebody, like, people is feeling remorse. They feel like they should have spoke up sooner. Some people be like, I'm not shocked or nothing, and there's people that's like, everybody is not shocked about it. Whether if you close to the situation or you a casual fan like us, like you're not shocked. If you've been watching wrestling when this shit came out, it was like, oh, like one of those, like y'all just now catching on, like what the fuck, like y'all late. And I mean, that's like something like that's like going to a store that closed at midnight and you pop up at 11:59. It was one of those situations like y'all late as hell. And I mean, it's just about to happen, man. We live in a time where anyone can make accusations and you could lose millions of dollars off of it even before you get proved guilty or not. It used to be proven innocent until proven guilty. Now it's guilty until you prove it innocent. I'm not saying that he did do it. I'm not saying that he didn't do it, but I'm just saying, like, this is the time that we live in. So, I mean, we've seen so many people go through this, and we've seen some people overcome it. We see some people still haven't recovered from it. We see some people is getting what they deserve. So, I mean, it just depends on what side of the boat that Vince is on. But, like I said, as long as he remains head of everything in WWE, it's gonna plummet. He already got some women. I reported that a couple days ago. He got some women is disappointed. They got some stuff that they was pushing for, which is more women appearing on SmackDown. Ronda is being open to work with more people, which is why she dropped the title to Liv Morgan, which that makes sense now. But they still upset at the fact that he's trying to make room instead of using his publicity, this negative light for something positive to try to, like, get over a woman or apply them or co-sign for them. That way people will tune in to it more or give them more screen time. He using it for himself. So, I mean, no matter where it goes, it's going to, him being on TV is going to bring the viewers in because we still going to think that he's going to say something about it. So we going to tune in. But at the same time, it's hurting the people backstage because they like, man, he doing all this shit, but like I ain't been on TV in about 6 months, so it's gonna bring down morale a little bit. So no matter what he's doing, he's gonna hurt WWE in some way, whether it's financially, morale, or just talent wise. So people not trying to go back there until he's gone.
Now, Mr. B-Rags, since everything has been hitting the fan with Vince McMahon, he has been coming out, and whether it's just for a subject or not a subject, a segment or two, do you like that? Do you like the fact that through all of this, he's still willing to step out and still show his face?
Well, Vince McMahon is like this. He all about business and what's going to get the ratings up, right?
Right.
But what I don't like is, to me, it seems like arrogance. If it was me, I'm keeping my head down. I'm staying out of the spotlight. I'm staying away. And that's just me. Especially if I know that I've done something. And again, maybe he had, maybe he haven't. But if he had, it's total arrogance to me. And he feels like he already won. He already got it in the bag. Just because maybe he paid these women off. But that's how I see it. I don't like it. I don't think that, I honestly don't think that is helping. So yeah, that's my take.
Salamander, do you find it arrogant?
Yes, it is. But it's arrogant and it's funny at the same time because he'll come out and say some shit that didn't need to be said. He'll come out, WWE stand for now, then, now, and forever, and just walk out. Like it showed that on TV before the intro played. He'll come out, welcome to Monday Night Raw. and leave. Come out the last 5 minutes of the show, just stand there for a minute, then be like, "Have a good night," and leave. It's arrogance because it's like you can't touch me type shit. But then again, it's kind of funny because it's like you saying shit that don't need to be said. Like you obviously you know what's going on, so why are you not addressing the situation? That's what's funny about it. Because but it's Vince. Like he know it's a hot topic right now, so he's gonna be on TV until he can't, because he know like we gonna tune in. We are marks. We dumb. We gonna tune in every week because we think he's gonna address it, but he's not. And then after he don't address it, then we going on Twitter like, why is he doing this, and ranting about it? But that's our fault for falling for it. And he know we will.
No, you definitely make a point. Maybe it is arrogance. I sit there and I ask the same question every time I see him. Why the fuck are you here? Why? I don't want to see you. Put your head down. Do your job. You got creative is shitty enough as it is. Then the fact that you coming down rubbing your shit in my face. I'm thinking, oh, okay, he about to come out, he about to address it. I don't even need Vince to say I was wrong. I just need Vince to address it. He didn't address it. But I think what we saw on this past Monday is what pisses me off the most about this piece of shit, scumbag, arrogant asshole Vince McMahon. Sending out Titus O'Neil to do a WWE public address about the charity that we do amongst the bullshit that the owner is going through. V-Rags, what the fuck was that?
It's just exactly what I said, man. He's playing on the minds of people, just how he's been doing it for years and years now, and he's just capitalizing on this publicity, man. It's just how he's wired. It's just how he is. It's just who he is. And like Salamander said, it's the WWE is the World Wrestling Entertainment, right? So he's there to entertain, whether he's wrong or right, but I don't know. he's taking advantage. I'll just say that.
I said, and here's my real problem with WWE, and it really revolves around Titus O'Neil, because Titus O'Neil is a WWE Hall of Famer. Without his charity work, he was nowhere close to being in that Hall of Fame. It's a token award, bro. Yeah, you do all this stuff on the side, so we gonna get you into the Hall of Fame. Salamander, I said, is that Titus O'Neil? They must be in Tampa. They were live from Tampa, and he was giving Vince McMahon's State of the Union address. Vince McMahon didn't even have the balls to come out and say this himself. Salamander, what were you thinking when you saw this mockery, this bullshit coming out of Titus O'Neil?
For one, it's about to be more news, so they're trying to jump ahead of it. Two, you gotta send the hometown hero out. I mean, everybody loves Titus, and we in his hometown, so why not? If I come out and I say people may not really listen to it, it may go one end, not the other. So I'm gonna send the person who I know y'all will listen to what I gotta say. I mean, it's a way around it, but I mean, it is about the Hall of Fame thing about Titus O'Neil. He was never gonna get in with just his wrestling career alone. But some people, like I said before, many episodes ago, some people's destination is WWE. So when they get there, they want to do whatever they got to do to stay there. So some people want to be into the Hall of Fame. So you got to find your way in there. If I'm not gonna get in for my wrestling career, what can I get in for?
Let me stop you there. I said many moons ago as well You know what made me love the Kofi Kingston Vince McMahon angle on his way to winning the WWE Championship? Because Vince McMahon told Kofi Kingston the hard truth. You'll get into the WWE via the New Day. But you would never get in on your own. And me and you have sat here and debated whether Kofi Kingston would make the WWE Hall of Fame on his singles career alone. It just wouldn't happen. Or at least he wouldn't be a first ballot. He might be like a third or a fourth ballot.
I could see before, if Kofi with no New Day, right? Yes. I could see Kofi, like you said, like third or fourth ballot. Like, he won't be the headline act, but he would probably be like the one of like the first 3 people that they announce. When they do the Hall of Fame, he'd be like one of the first 3 people before on their way to that headline act that we all hear come, like we all tune in to hear they speech and everything. Now with the New Day headline act, all 3 of them will be.
Mr. V-Rex, what do you think about just that, what we've been talking about with Kofi Kingston and Vince McMahon just coming out and being honest and telling Kofi Kingston what he thought?
We're in that era and that part of wrestling where the truth is said a lot, and I think it's true what he said. I agree. The New Day is first ballot. Kofi Kingston, he had an all right singles career, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, and World Champion. Is that enough? Per se, did he make a big splash or a big enough splash? I don't really think he did. Maybe just that one time when he won the world title, but other than that, not really.
Coming back to the Vince McMahon, we're gonna be ready to wrap this up here. Gonna ask both of you, starting with you, Salamander. Everything that is getting ready to come out, how long until Vince McMahon steps down from creative? And when he does step down, who steps in?
Vince and Paul Heyman is gonna step in, and I give him 3 months, and that's if he's still being arrogant and being hard-headed and shit. I give him about 3 months.
3 months. B-Rags?
I'm gonna give him a little bit longer. I'm gonna give him about a year or 2. And see what happens. Yeah.
With Stephanie in control, how much of Triple H's team do you see being phased out, Salamander?
All of them. Kevin Dunn gone, Nick Khan gone, everybody. Everybody that had anything to do with Vince is gone.
B-Rags?
Especially Kevin Dunn. I'm sorry, especially Kevin Dunn. Whoever had of control of the motherfucking entrance music, that shit trash. Get them out of there. I don't know why. It seems like, you remember back in the day, not even back in the day, about fucking 15 years ago, you know, your entrance music used to relate to your fucking character. And now it's like they just coming out here with generic soundtrack and shit like that. Like, none of this stuff makes sense. How is Austin Theory shit? How did that make sense besides the one shit that they say in the beginning? Okay, so they once his music go off, it says it in the beginning that he's from Atlanta. Okay, that's it. But besides that, the whole song don't have nothing to do with his character, nothing like that. WWE got lazy. They got lazy trying to license songs and get decent producers and musicians in there to create a good song, a good theme song for wrestlers, and they just going with basically the YouTube free music. That's all there is. Like, that's why Cody Rhodes got the best interest and the best theme song in WWE, because it relates to his character. Not Vince, but Randy Orton's song, it relates to his character. Edge, it relates to his character. All the old people who was here with the Scratch logo was still around. They are, all of their music is fire.
Yeah.
B-Rex?
I agree. I totally agree with that. And I'm gonna just say this: what threw me and what pissed me off is, and I talked about this before on one of the podcasts that we had, is when Kane came out. It was no fire, but in the music you heard a big boom. Like, what type of stuff is that? Who wants to watch that? Like, that's boring, man. It diminished, to me, the mystique of Kane, just him being who he is. I didn't like it. Just doing that with the fireworks period, it just made it normal. I don't know. I don't like it.
I think,
yeah, they'll be out of there.
I think when it just comes to music, everybody has that one song. I'm a sucker for Rebel Heart's Johnny Gargano's thing. I remember when he was The Way, and then he towards the end he did War Games. I remember that final NXT 2.0 when he came out to Rebel Hearts and he did his farewell speech. It was just something about hearing an iconic song for the last time amongst the BS that you hear amongst, on the main roster. So seeing Johnny Gargano's or hearing Rebel Hearts for the last time, it really struck a nerve. I was highly upset.
If you notice, anybody who has like pull in WWE, they get the good theme songs. Like, Romans is not too bad. Seth is not too bad. Bobby's not that bad either, but like everybody who got pulled, they got a decent theme song. Like, you can tell, like, WWE care. You can tell WWE care about certain wrestlers by their theme song.
You think so?
Yeah. If they come in with a fire ass theme song, then you be like, he's gonna get pushed. If they theme song trash like Madcap Moss and all that shit, you like, yeah, he gotta prove himself before he get a decent one.
Yeah, because that's trash.
Happy Corbin, I don't know why the transition. He had one of the best ones. When he was Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
The Lone Wolf, man, he had one of the best songs.
Yeah.
I guess he gotta earn that back. He fucked that up when doing that John Cena shit.
He was supposed to be the next world champion.
Wow.
I remember that. John Cena cost. You know what? It's iconic that John Cena cost him a Money in the Bank, so knowing that John Cena has never successfully cashed in Money in the Bank. Hey man, John Cena's just everywhere when you sit there and you think about it.
So he get away with it because we can't see him.
Baron Corbin saw him. Then he lost his hair. Then he became
that's why he lost his hair, because he was stressed out. He don't understand why he wasn't able to pin. Who was it? Jinder Mahal he was going up against?
Jinder Mahal.
He don't understand why he couldn't pin Jinder Mahal and successfully cash in the Money in the Bank. It was just him in the ring. He don't understand that he got knocked off the apron and everything. He don't understand like how a gust of wind could do that to him, and it drove him crazy. That's why he lost his hair. That's why he got into being bum ass Corbin, and then
bum ass, trash ass, bitch ass Corbin. In the words of the great national treasure Pat McAfee.
That's why, because John Cena, we can't see him, so it drove him crazy. He can't understand it.
That might have been the best Jinder Mahal has ever looked. in those 15 seconds where he survived.
Imagine every John Cena opponent they all put on 5 stars against themselves, because I only see them wrestle in the air.
Okay,
I never seen John Cena wrestle.
Okay, bro, stop, bro. Kayfabe is dead. You've been killing kayfabe for the better part of the year. Don't try to keep kayfabe alive. And if I'm being honest, John Cena has had 1 5-star match. Let's move on from there. We don't want to discuss that right now.
John Cena put on a 4.5 with Great Khali.
The 4.5 was when he got him off the ground.
Yeah, because he was like, damn. Remember he back then it was called an FU. When he FU'd him off the stage. His big ass. Remember he had a 5-star match with Umaga. Choked him with the ropes.
You know what I remember?
He put on a 5-star match with Bobby Lashley, but Bobby was a nobody. He was just a milk dove and muscles. That was it.
Tell Cena to run it back with the Almighty. We'll see how that changed.
Oh yeah, he gonna get squashed now.
What? I think you got that backwards. John Cena's gonna hit his 5 moves of doom. He's gonna beat Bobby Lashley for the United States title. It's just gonna go that quick. Bobby Lashley's gonna come in for the spear, 5 moves of doom, tap him out.
John gonna be like, you put me over about 10 years ago. I'm gonna put you over now.
Nah, it's John Cena. You gotta put John Cena over. You gotta put over that young talent, John Cena. He's an up and comer.
Before we head up out of here, you know who will beat CM Punk for the AEW World title?
Nobody, because I don't want him as my champion.
Or John Moxley, whoever will be the champion at the time.
Who?
Ric Flair.
That Ric Flair match card does look good.
It do, but Ric Flair, somebody need to tell him to sit down, man. I don't think Vince got. Not Vince, but I don't think Rick got somebody in his circle to tell him like, bro, this ain't good.
I heard Charlotte is going to be involved, and I think her and Andrade are going to turn on him.
But how? You signed with WWE. You know WWE don't do that shit.
I mean, they letting Jeff Jarrett wrestle.
Wait, but he on a Legends contract. He ain't an active wrestler like Charlotte.
What do you think they're going to tell Charlotte? No.
That's like
AEW.
That's like when Adam Cole was on WWE. That's like him popping up on AEW television because Britt Baker getting jumped.
Listen, Charlotte,
gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. This your daddy. You better not pop up on this shit.
Listen,
I'm telling you.
WWE tells Charlotte Flair no, she won't resign. She'll show up in AEW. Tony Khan will give us Charlotte Flair versus Britt Baker within the first 90 days, and it will break their internet.
She get mad.
Charlotte will become the new Ric Flair because she'll be able to bleed, and of course, you know they all do blade jobs over there. Can you imagine her beating whoever the women's champion is with a bloody face, locking in the figure 4?
Charlotte, if she throw a fit, WWE gonna be like, oh, she be like, oh, I'm not resigning. All right, we got you for 3 more years. You just sit at home. WWE will be that petty. We gonna make you not want to wrestle, so you gonna sit home for 3 years, and we might or might not pay you.
I'm sorry, Andrade's making good money.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, go ahead and watch him, and you better not pop up at no shows. Don't let me hear that you backstage or in the crowd.
Tony Khan gonna put.
And I'm gonna send that contract for that time that we had that we approved. That time we gave you off for injuries and all that. I'm gonna send that contract out. You know that's in that contract. If you out longer than like 3 months or something like that, they can extend your contract out for that time period of you being out. They said by this time she got like about like a not good 9 months stacked up that they can extend. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. That car is going to be fantastic. According to Salamander the Great, Ric Flair needs to sit down somewhere. B-Rags, anything you want to plug, add, say?
Let's get Randy back.
2023.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be a little while for him. I mean, I seen him on the beach and shit, but I mean, I don't think he really that injured. I just think he just needed some time off. You know, doing the RKO for 20 years straight, and he really never had no serious time off for real. The only time he wasn't on TV is if he was actually dealing with an injury. But I just think he just needs some time off right now before, like, you know, I don't think it's that serious. I just think he just wants some time off, rehab his injuries that he couldn't never really paid attention to before, you know, shit get worse.
You heard it. Let's get Randy back. Let's get RK Bro back.
Hey, you know, this is unbiased, and we could come back. We can come back to this topic at a later date or whatever. But I want to end on this note. You know how a lot of people say that certain wrestlers won't get signed because they injury prone, or they won't get a title on them because they injury prone.
Yes.
The most injury prone wrestler got hella titles, and we can have a whole discussion about this in a later episode. Triple H. Just going back and thinking about it, he was injured most of his career, just all the time about some shit. If you talk about injury prone, he was injury prone. But I mean, it's like his greatness overshined it a little bit. Undertaker is kind of injury prone a little bit.
He was.
It's just their greatness and their character overshined it. And stuff. Shawn Michaels injury prone. Especially in the early career. Well, I don't want to say injury prone in the early career. He was more of a fucking hassle because shit, if he didn't want to do something, he acting like he was injured or some shit and forfeit the title. But yeah, some of these wrestlers is injury prone though. I think that would give Randy more of a notch on my list. Like that will move him to like the top 8 of the greatest wrestlers of all time on my list.
That'll be another discussion.
That would be another discussion. Salamander, anything you want to plug, add, say?
Man, just, you know, hit the like on the video, subscribe to the channel, push that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Also, follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Everybody's plugged what they needed to plug, and everybody has said what they needed to say, except for me. Salamander, Mr. V-Rax, has been fun. Everything that Salamander said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This has been KB the Mark, Mr. V-Rax, Camille Salamander. And everything that we do, Salamander, we do it for the what?
We do it for the family.
Y'all have a good one.
I started with nothing and came out a king. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.